Hello, welcome to Raymond Castile's Basement of Horror. This is another Halloween episode, so we're going to be looking at Halloween items. And in particular, we're going to look at something very noisy. But before we get to those, in this box that has the noisy Halloween items, there are some other things I discovered. I just want to show them. These are just random things that were in the box. So here we have a weird little doll. It's a werewolf. Let's take a closer look at him. Whoop. Careful now. Oh, he's cute. Roar. Obviously, he's based on Oliver Reed in the Hammer Curse of the Werewolf, but he's a cute little plush toy, and he's got a Halloween tag. Isn't that nice? A little jack-o'-lantern Halloween tag. And this little guy was a crane machine toy. The company is Play by Play. Made in China. He's made by a company called Play by Play. It's a made in China toy, and the date's really small, but it looks like 1998. And I remember these in the 90s. They were in these crane machines where you put the coin in and the crane, maybe I'm not calling it the right thing, but it's got the crane, it comes down and you try to pick up the toy, and after spending a lot of money, maybe you'll get a toy to come out and drop it in a little chute. So I remember this guy in those machines. He's really cute. And of course, he's unlicensed. He's not a licensed Hammer toy by any means. At the same time that they made this, they also had a candle. It was just like his head. And it was, I think it was a little bigger. I don't think it was the same size as the head on the doll. I think it was a few inches taller. But it looked like the same sculpt. I think it was just, the same sculpt, just made into a candle instead of a doll head. I don't think there were any other items made from this sculpt. But that's enough. I thought I had the candle, but I looked around. I couldn't find it, so I guess I don't have the candle. I should. I don't have the candle. But he's really cute. His fur's really soft and fluffy. He's got jeans on, ripped up jeans. It's weird that there were no toys or really any kind of merchandise for Curse of the Werewolf for, goodness, 40 years, I guess. And then we got these unlicensed things. We got this and the candle. And then we got, what is that company? X plus X or something like that. And they made those unlicensed little figures and finger puppets. Or is it X1X? I'm not sure. But this company made all these little unlicensed monsters in the early 2000s. And they made figurines, they made finger puppets, and they made posters. Like they got the movie posters and just did unlicensed reproductions of them. I think it's X1X, I'm pretty sure. And they made Hammer Curse of the Werewolf toys, but they were unlicensed, of course. And then Hammer actually made a licensed rubber mask that was available in England. Now Trick or Treat Studios has a Hammer license, and they're making a Christopher Lee mummy. We'll see if they make a Oliver Reed werewolf. That'd be cool if they did, with real hair and everything. That'd be neat. But it's just kind of odd that it took so long to finally get Curse of the Werewolf toys. But he's really cute, really cuddly. If I were a kid, I'd certainly be happy to win him in a machine. Crane machine, or a carnival. I could see this being a carnival prize. I don't remember any other Hammer style monsters that this company made. I think this is it. If they made anything else, it would have been like a generic witch or something. I don't remember anything else that stood out as being a licensed kind of a monster item. Alright, so here's another thing that was in the box. This is a mechanical monster bank. It's called Horror Monster. Look at that artwork, isn't that amazing? And let's see here, it's got some funny artwork on the side showing how it works. Almost looks like a haunted mansion kind of thing with a skeleton coming up. He's got a funny little character right there. Looks kind of like London After Midnight. Actually has a sort of a Rendati skull kind of look as well. But it's a mechanical wind-up savings bank. And this is made in Hong Kong. But this box is so pristine. I don't know. When I first got this, I thought this is some kind of reissue. This can't be vintage. But the box just looks so perfect. I don't know. It says made in Hong Kong on it. It's not made in China. It's made in Hong Kong. Alright, so I think I've opened this once. This side looks like it's been opened, I think. Well, maybe not. It's not cooperating there. Let's see if we can open this side. Nope, not that side. Well, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it really wants to open here. I don't want to damage it. Kind of like to see it, though. Okay, there we go. Ooh. Dare you touch it. This is what, when you open it up, this is what it looks like. Dare you touch it. I'm trying a 3-camera setup. I've got the main camera, the secondary camera, both camcorders, and I've got my iPhone on a little stand right here. It's got a shadow from the light behind it, so I might have to reposition that in the future, but we'll see how this works. Okay. This has never been out of this box. Oh. Yeah, this is obviously the first time this has ever been out of the box. It's got some spots on the instructions. Wow. Look at that. Satan's Bank? Oh my goodness. Satan's Bank. Look at that. You're supposed to put a coin there. Whoa. It's got some life in him. What's this? This looks like a battery compartment. Oh no, that must be where you get the coins out. Well, I don't see anything on here that gives away the date. What do you think? Is that a vintage piece? Or is that a modern repop? I mean, it's so perfect. It's hard to believe that that is like 60s or 70s. It just looks too new. I'm trying to think, what about the What about the artwork of the style of the artwork? I can't really tell anything from that either. Place coin here. Yeah, I can't. There's no giveaway. There's nothing on it that makes me say, aha, they would not have done that in the 60s. That must be 90s. There's nothing like that. Got a little bat right there. Well, that is really interesting. Let's see the instructions. Maybe this has a clue. You must notice before winding. This bank have been fully pre-wound at factory. To avoid overwinding, be sure to press button for repeat action until it has been fully unwinded. Always wind the key as the arrowhead direction. If winding against opposite direction, the gearbox will be smashed. In case you find the self-adhensive, please tear off before playing. Do not overwind. Printed in Hong Kong. Well, I'm putting him back. Or maybe I'll put him back after the show because I want to be careful with it when I do. So that is an interesting little piece. And I guess it is vintage. I don't know. Maybe someone watching can tell me, oh yeah, they repopped those in the 1990s, blah, 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 blah. But the box says made in Hong Kong. And the instructions say printed in Hong Kong. Everything says Hong Kong. And generally things that are made in Hong Kong are earlier, like 60s, 70s into the 80s. If it says made in Japan, then that's even earlier than Hong Kong. Also, you'll see like made in Taiwan around the same year, though that tends to be a little bit later. But you won't see made in China until generally the 90s. There are some 80s things too that are made in China, but like late 80s into the 90s, that's when you start seeing made in China. So with a lot of vintage monster stuff, we look for either made in Japan or made in Hong Kong to tell us, is it really like pre-80s vintage or is it earlier? And I don't know, that just thing looks so new. It looks like you just bought it at the store today, so it's hard to believe that that's something really old, but maybe it is. I don't even remember how I got it. I don't even think I paid for it. I think it just, maybe it was in a lot with some other things. I'm not sure. I don't even remember where it came from. Okay, so now here's our big bag of fun. Hoo-hoo. Yep. This is a noisemaker. A Halloween noisemaker. Well, I hope you like this, because the rest of the show is going to be like this. These kinds of noisemakers, the ones I'm going to be showing, they date from the 40s and 50s. 1940s, 1950s mainly. And then they became less popular after the 50s, and eventually they just went out of fashion. They were made, the ones that were made in America were made by mostly 3 companies. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name correctly. One is Kirchhoff. The other is U.S. Metal Toy Company. And then finally, T-Cone. T.C-O-H-N. T-Cone. Or maybe it's Con. I don't know. Con! No, it's T-Cone. It's T-Cone, I'm pretty sure. But I could be wrong. And I don't have a wealth of knowledge about these things, except for a few decades, at least in the United States, I don't know about the rest of the world, people really liked doing this on Halloween. And I imagine that kids probably took these trick-or-treating and made noise going all the way down the street. I'm sure people took these to parties. But I really like the graphics on these things. Look at all the way around. Look at that. They just have beautiful graphics. And that's kind of what attracted me. Just, they have those wonderful vintage Halloween graphics. Black cats and bats and witches and so on. Let's look at some more. You're not going to get a lot of history and explanation in this episode because I just don't know much about these, and I don't think there's much to tell anyway. They are what they are. Here's another one. Look at those wonderful graphics. Isn't that beautiful? And that wonderful Halloween orange. I think we'll put these bags down here. We don't want to dirty the place up with plastic bags. Alright, let's see what else is in here. There could be some doubles in here. I don't know. I haven't looked at any of these in years. They've been sitting in this box, in this bag, in this box for, I don't know, probably 8-10 years. I haven't even looked at them. Oh, I like this one. Yep. That's my girlfriend right there. That horrible witch. There she is. That's my dream lady. That wicked witch. Now let's see. Oh, look at that cute little jack-o'-lantern. Black cat, an owl. All the icons of Halloween. You got an owl, jack-o'-lantern, wicked witch, black cat, stars, orange. Now it's this. I call it a witch. Yeah, she's a witch. She has a cauldron. See down there? Right there. She has a cauldron, so she's a witch. I thought, well, maybe she's a ghost or something. No, she's a witch. She has a cauldron with smoke coming out. So here is another noisemaker. That's what it sounds like. Okay. Let's see here. putting this back is going to be a fun time. Oh, this is cute. Let's see, how would this work? Look at all that. You got all of the icons of Halloween on this little metal noisemaker. You got witch hats and jack-o'-lanterns and a black cat. I wish I could read what that says. I see the word US, so I'm guessing that's US Metal Toy Company, but I can't read it. And here's what the back looks like. And this thing spins. So as you do that, it spins around. So there's another lovely noisemaker. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, it's like a mallet. Like you could pound someone with this. Ooh, that one's loud. Well, look at that. You got some lovely dancing witches on a jack-o'-lantern, a black cat, bats, wicked witch. So it's cool. You've got the Wicked Witch icon, the old kind of Brothers Grimm hag kind of a witch, and then you've got the more modern witch, the sexy young witch, kind of liberated and throwing her arms up and dancing, and they're both together. They're united in sisterhood, and of course they have a big cat, a big black cat and a bat. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. And it's just yellow on the ends. It's orange. Yeah, just really nice. Okay, what else we got? Aha, another one of these. Oh, I like this one. This is another one of these spinning ones. Oh, that one's loud. But look at that. Now, I might be mistaken, but I think that same design is also used in a tambourine noisemaker. It has little, what do they call those little symbols on the outside of the tambourine. You know what I'm talking about. But there's a tambourine that, if I'm not mistaken, has the same artwork, I think. That's what it looks like on the back. So I really like that artwork. That's a beautiful portrait of a wicked witch. And look at her little demons on her hat. Look at those little devils up there. Alright, what else we got here? Oh, another one of these. Oh, I like this one. So another one of these. This one's a little bent, so it doesn't make noise quite as well. But look at that cat. Look at him. Isn't he cute? Oh, what's this? There's a price sticker on the back? I don't know if that's a modern price sticker or a vintage one. I mean, that could have been put on there in the 90s or the 2000s. I can't read it. I think I see the word variety, but that's all I can read. Well, look at the black jack-o'-lanterns along the edge, and the bats. This beautiful black cat. That is classic Halloween art. And there's some little stars on the end there. Very occult. A lot of this stuff has this kind of an occult quality to it. It's different from, like the kind of crass, cheap, sort of demonic stuff you might see at Spirit Halloween Center. This stuff harkens back to something older, more elemental. It's filled with stuff. So here we have a pair of black cats in the moon. I don't know if they're fighting or if they're being friends or celebrating Halloween. They're on a fence. There's a little scene right there. Here are the cats again. And this one's just filled with lots of little pieces, it sounds like. Let's see what this one is. This is like a clicker. So this is in the shape of a frog. Can you see the frog shape there? But it's got a scene with owls and a cat and the moon. It's got a cool little Halloween scene. And then that's what it looks like on the back. Here's what it sounds like. I mean, it's almost like something the military would use to like signal in the bush. Like 2 clicks, and you listen to like 1 click back. If it's 2 clicks back, it's the enemy. Now this one doesn't have any wrappings on it. Well, there's look at that. So that's a beautiful. Look at that artwork. I wonder why this is one. I didn't have this one wrapped up. I wonder why. Because it's a very nice one. That's a great scene. You've got grinning jack-o'-lantern and the cats kind of fighting, playing. You know, you decide: are they fighting? Are they playing? Are they chasing each other? Are they playing with the jack-o'-lantern? You got fall leaves blowing around down there. This one's in really nice shape too. Well, let's put that right there. Okay. How many more we got here? Well, this one's kind of plain. Yeah, it's just got like fall colors, but no artwork on it. Whoa, that one's loud. these. Well, this is odd. This is almost like an Art Deco kind of a scene. It's got a really old sound too. Look at that. And it's the dustiest one I pulled out of there too. So this actually has someone wrote the date on it, 1951 to 1952. So we know exactly when this one was made, 1951 to 1952. At least that's the owner. That's when the owner had it. But look at that scene. Like I say, it's almost like a Art Deco kind of a design. And it's black on one side and orange on the other. 1951. Okay, what else we got here? Well, this is a very similar design to one we just saw with the two cats. It's very similar. It's smaller though. I love this. This ought to be like someone's emblem, like the witch hat and the crossed brooms. Someone ought to do something with that. It's got witch brooms crossed and then the hat on top. That ought to be a flag or something. And it's got the cats and the pumpkin again. Kind of an involved little mechanism there. Some rust on it. Okay, let's see what this one sounds like. Oh, it's got a good sound. Is that it? Do we have any more? That's it. Well, here they are. Let's get a few of these going here. Let's try this one. Let's see. How about these two? Let's see if we can get a few of them. Okay. Okay, well, there we go. Halloween Noisemakers, 1940s and 50s. Beautiful old vintage Halloween graphics. They still work as well as they ever did. And I don't use these all the time. I would not. With these vintage pieces, I would not every day make noise like that and wear them out. But like I said, I haven't even touched or laid eyes on these for years. And now they're going to go right back, and I won't touch or lay eyes on them again for many more years. So I'm not abusing them. They're well taken care of. But once in a while, it's nice to actually use them and hear them. Because imagine that. Let's say this is from the 50s. It looks like it has perhaps a copyright or something on it there. Let's say this is from the 50s. This sound is the same sound that a little kid heard 70 years ago. It's the same sound. Same sound. If you went back in time to whenever the original owner bought this, whether it was adult or kid, and you heard it, it would sound the same. Same sound. That's interesting to me. I don't know why, but I find that cool. It's like a sound from the past that still exists today. It's an attitude, a spirit from the past, because this spirit of Halloween, it really barely exists anymore. This style of Halloween, I mean, it exists as a kind of retro thing or like an ironic kind of thing, but see, that's Halloween. When I think of Halloween, I think of this kind of thing. This kind of thing. This kind of thing. To me, that's Halloween. Oh, and especially that. Now that's Halloween. That is Halloween. I hope you enjoyed the Noisemakers. Remember, we have the giveaway for the A High Creature Jiggler or Walgreens Universal Monsters Bendums. Go to that video, look at my other videos, find Halloween giveaway, you'll see it, and follow the instructions on how to enter, and maybe you could win either vintage A High Creature Jiggler or brand new Walgreens Universal Monsters Bendums, whichever one you want. That's it. Have a happy Halloween, and remember, he who dies with the most toys is dead.